Dear friends, today we are going to discuss linear algebra part C problem December 2013. Just three problems today we are going to discuss. The first problem number 71. Let T1, T2 be two linear transformation from r power n to r power n. Let x1, x2, xn be a basis of r power n. Suppose that t1 of xi is not equal to 0 for every I equal to 1, 2, and so on n, then that xi is orthogonal to kernel of t2 for every I equal to 1, 2, and so on n. Which of the following is or necessarily true? The choice of the first choice t1 is invertible, second choice t2 is invertible, third choice both t1 t2 are invertible, fourth choice neither t1 nor t2 is invertible. So it's a little bit easy problem. So first of all, what are the given data? T1 is defined as a linear transformation from r power n to r power n, and also given that the basis for the r power n be equal to x1, x2, xn be a basis of r power n, and also given that t1 of xi is not equal to 0. t1 of xi is not equal to 0 for every I equal to 1 to n. That means t1 of x1 equal to 0, t1 of x1 is not equal to 0, t1 of x2 is not equal to 0, t1 of x3 is not equal to 0, and so on t1 of xn is not equal to 0. That is the given data. So from this data, I want to discuss about the t1 nature, that is t1 is invertible or not invertible. For that, I will take that for n equal to 2, I will define the particular case. That is the example, counter example. T1 from R2 to R2 be a linear transmission. I will define this linear transmission as T1 of x comma y equal to x minus y comma x minus y. Okay, I give the counter example. When you give the counter example, in the case of the some statement not true, then we can give the counter example. Okay, otherwise we want to prove the general way. ஓகேவா, ஏதாவது ஒரு கவுண்டர் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுத்து இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வந்து தப்பு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடலாம். அதர்வைஸ் என்ன பண்ணணும், ஜென்ரலாக நம்ம ப்ரூவ் பண்ணணும். இங்கே வந்து நான் இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டு தப்புன்னு சொல்கிறது தான் ஒரு கவுண்டர் எக்ஸாம்பிள். சரி சார், பார்த்ததும் எப்படி சார் தெரியும் இது கவுன்ஸ் தான், இட்ஸ் ஆர் ராங் ஒன் ஆர் கரெக்ட் ஒன்? ஓகேவா, it's a t1 of xi is not equal to 0 under the basis. So I will take the some counter example t1 of x comma y, x minus y as x minus y, and the basis is 1 comma 0 and 0 comma 1. These are standard basis, okay, over R2. So be the basis of R2. So when you try to find out the t1 of 1 comma 0, what is the t1 of 1 comma 0? 1 minus 0 comma 1 minus 0, that is 1 comma 1. This is not equal to 0. Under this condition, our problem t1 of xi is not equal to 0. These are x1, x2. So t1 of x1 is not equal to 0. t1 of 0 comma 1 is always 0 minus 1 comma 0 minus 1, minus 1 comma minus 1, which is also not equal to 0. Okay, but when I take the t1 of 1 comma 1, that is the 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, that is 0. t1 of 1 comma 1 is 0. So there exists some non-zero vector, that is 1 comma 1 not equal to 0 comma 0 in the R2, such that t1 of 1 comma 1 equal to 0. From this, what is the conclusion? This is the some non-zero element. Some non-zero element, the transformation of the non-zero element is equal to 0. From this, what is the conclusion? Kernel of t1 is not equal to 0. Is not equal to 0. Nullity of that means nullity is not equal to 0. That means solution space at least one non-zero solutions are there. So from this T1 is not invertible. From this T1 is not invertible. Kernel of T1 is not equal to 0, 0. Therefore T1 is a not invertible. புரியுதா? ஒரு அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு நான் ஜீரோ வெக்டார் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன் T1 of 1, 1 equal to 0, 0 னா அப்படின்னா kernel of T1 should be not equal to 0. இல்லையா? இதில் some elements நான் ஜீரோ elements are there, 1, 1 there. ஓகேவா? ஸோ அதனால் kernel of T1 not equal to 0, 0 னா T1 should be not invertible. அப்படின்னா option 1 and option 3 not correct. What are the option 1, option 3? T1 is invertible is wrong one. Both T1, T2 are invertible is wrong one. Now we are going to discuss for the second and fourth option, that is we want to discuss about the transformation T2. What is the transformation T2? The given data is for the T2. It's also linear transformation from R power n to R power n, and xi is called the standard basis. Xi is the basis for the R power n. That is also given data. Xi is orthogonal to kernel of T2 for every I equal to 1 to n. Okay, so now we want to discuss about T2 is invertible or not. So I will choose the x is in the kernel of T2. The kernel of T2 is the subset of R power n. Because of T2 is the transformation from R power n to R power n. The kernel of T2 should be belongs to R power n. That means is the subset of R power n. So I will choose the element x in the kernel of T2. And also given that the base is b equal to x1, x2, xn for the R power n. Then every element in R power n, x can be written as linear combination of elements of b. Am I correct? So every element of R power n can be expressed the linear combination of the x1, x2, xn. So x equal to alpha 1 x1, alpha 2 x2, and so on alpha n xn. Alpha I belongs to R. Because of this is the basis. Okay. So which is implies since xi is the orthogonal to kernel 2. Xi is the orthogonal to kernel 2 for every I equal to 1 to n. So from this what is the conclusion? X comma x1 should be equal to 0. Because of x is the element of kernel 2 and xi is the basis element. So xi is the orthogonal to kernel 2 means the x is kernel 2 element, xi is the basis element. So x comma x1 is the orthogonal. That means inner product of x comma x1 equal to 0. Inner product of x comma x2 is also 0. Inner product of x comma xn is also 0. Why? இது வந்து ஆர்த்தோகனல்னு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. xi is orthogonal to kernel 2ன்னு கொடுத்ததுனால அதனுடைய கரஸ்பாண்டிங் இன்னர் ப்ராடக்ட் xன்னு kernel 2ல ஒரு எலமெண்ட் எடுத்ததுனால xையும் xiயும் இன்னர் ப்ராடக்ட் கண்டுபிடிச்சா 0 வரும். அதுதான் xiன்றது x1, x2, xn. So xi is orthogonal to kernel 2 means the inner product of x comma x1 equal to 0, inner product of x comma x2 equal to 0, inner product of x comma xn equal to 0. From this alpha 1 x comma x1 plus alpha 2 x comma x2 plus and so on alpha n x comma xn equal to 0. Because of each and every element is 0. So this should be equal to 0. So when you use the property of inner product alpha 1 x into x1, we can express x comma alpha 1 x1 because alpha 1 is a scalars. Alpha I is a real number. So alpha 1 x comma alpha 1 x1, x comma alpha 2 x2, alpha n x comma xn. So இதை எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்ண பிறகு once again when you use the inner product property, so inner product of x comma alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus and so on alpha n xn, this is equal to 0. From this what is the conclusion? X comma this is equivalent to x. Already x என்றது element of the R power n. Every element of R power n can be expressed the linear combination of x1, x2, xn because of x1, x2, xn are the basis. So the alpha 1 x1, alpha 2 x2 plus and so on alpha n xn x. So inner product of x comma x equal to 0. From this, norm of x square equal to 0. Norm of x square equal to 0. So from this, norm of x square equal to 0 means, that means x equal to 0. Norm of x square equal to 0 means x equal to 0. Okay. So it's a very simple idea. From this kernel of T2, I will choose that x is belongs to kernel of T2. We get it here x equal to 0. From this, what is the conclusion? Arbitrary element x in the kernel of T2, I will get it that kx equal to 0. From this, what is the conclusion? Kernel of T2 should be equal to 0. Kernel of T2 equal to 0 means T2 is a invertible. T2 is a invertible. Okay. So option 2 is correct. Option 4 is incorrect. What is option 2? Option 2 is T2 is invertible. That is correct one. Neither T1 nor T2 is invertible. Is the wrong one because of T2 is a invertible. Okay. So the next problem, problem number 72. Let V1, V2, Vn be a linear independent subsets of the vector space V, where n is greater than equal to 4. N is greater than equal to 4. Set Wij equal to Vi minus Vj. Let W be the span of Wij, span of Wij 1 less than or equal to I, comma j less than or equal to m. W be the span of Wij something. Okay, the options are, first one, Wij 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to n spans W. Okay, the second one, Wij set of Wij 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to n is a linearly independent subset of W. The third one, set of Wij such that 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n minus 1, comma j equal to I plus 1 spans W. Dimension of W equal to n. Dimension of W equal to n. So here given that V1, V2, Vn be a linearly independent subset of the vector space V, where n is greater than equal to 4. So for that I will choose that n equal to 4. That means I will choose the 4 linearly independent vectors. That is V1, V2, V3, V4. That is the 4 linearly independent vectors. Independent subset of the vector space V. So first option, the Wij 1 less than equal to I less than j less than equal to n spans W. So how to prove this one? What do you mean the Wij is given that Vi minus Vj. Okay, so Wij, there when you replace a Vj minus of Vj minus Vi. Minus of Vj minus Vi is equivalent to Wji. So we can replace Wij equal to minus Wji. Wij equal to minus Wji. Okay. So and Wia equal to 0 and Wia equal to 0. From this, what is the conclusion? Wij is equivalent to Wji in magnitude, but opposite in sign. Okay. From this conclusion, span of Wij 1 less than equal to I, comma j less than equal to n, that is given. Okay, W be the span of the set of Wij, the I comma j should be lies between the 1 to n, that is given. From this, Wij equal to minus Wji, which is implies this is should be equivalent to span of Wij such that 1 less than equal to I less than j less than equal to n. Okay, did you understand? Okay. So suppose when you expand these elements, what are the elements? I comma j is equal to n now. When you take for n equal to 4, what is the n equal to? For the n equal to 4, this is the elements of W11. When you take the n equal to 4, for example, when you construct as a matrix, for the n equal to 4, W11 are a set of elements. Matrix are set of elements, it's not a matter. So W11, W12, W13, W14 and W21, W22, W23, W24, W31, W32, W33, W34 and this is the W41, W42, W43, W44. These are elements of this set. Okay, but what are the elements of this set? This is I less than j, that means I less than j means W12, W from it's starting from the W12, W13, W14, W23, W24, W34. Okay, that's all. W34. These are elements of only 6 elements for this one. Okay, but Wij equal to minus Wji. Here Wij equal to, that means W12 is equivalent to W21. Am I correct? W12 equivalent to W minus W21. Minus W21. And W13 equal to minus W31. Okay, from these, this is spanned by this element. This is obviously, these are elements are equal. From this span of this element, only 6 element. Okay, this is the idea. From this, what is the conclusion? Given that W be a span of these elements, which is implies W be a span of Wij 1 less than equal to I less than j less than equal to n. These are elements of W12, W13, W14, W23, W24, W34. Only 6 elements. Okay, for the n equal to 4. For the n equal to 4. Did you understand? Okay, it's a very simple idea. Can you catch it or not? It's a very simple idea. So option 1 is correct. Okay, the next one, option 2. What is option 2? This is linearly independent. Is it true? It's a linearly independent. That means this set contain only 6 elements. What are the elements? That is W12, W13, W14, W23, W24, W34. So this set is a linearly independent. So that means W23 we can express V2 minus V3. V2 minus V3 we can express V2 minus V1 plus V1 minus V3. That means subtract and add by V1. So V2 minus V1, it's a minus W12. It's equivalent to W12 minus W12. Okay. So plus W13 plus W13. Okay, V1 minus V3 is a W13. Why sir you get W21 போட்டிருக்கலாமே? It's a W21. Why replace the minus W12? Because of this set contain only W12, W13, W14, W23, W24, W34. So I will try to express the W23 in terms of the elements of this set. So here W21 not there. W21 இல்லை இங்க. அதனால தான் இங்க V2 minus V1 minus W12 னு எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்றோம். From this minus W12 plus W13, W23 equal to this one. So from this, what is the conclusion? W23 is a dependent on W12, W13. W12, W13 இனுடைய dependent ஆ இருக்கு. Now from this, what is the conclusion? This is not a linearly independent. Not a linearly independent. இதில் இருக்கிற ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டை இதில் இருக்கிற ரெண்டு எலமெண்ட்டினுடைய ஓகேவா லீனியர் காம்பினேஷனில் எழுதும் பொழுது அப்படின்னா இந்த செட் ஆஃப் எலமெண்ட்ஸ் இன்க்ளூடிங் W23ன்றது இட்ஸ் அ நாட் எ லீனியர்லி இண்டிபெண்டன்ட். ஓகே, the next third option, so option 2 is incorrect. Third option, option 3, Wij equal to 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n minus 1, j equal to I plus 1 spans W ன்னு சொல்லணும். For proving this one, what do you mean this one? I will give the name for this set S equal to Wij 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n minus 1. I will choose here n equal to 4. n equal to 4 means this is 4 means is a 4 minus 1 3. I is lies between the 1 to 3. I is lies between the 1 to 3 na j is என்றது என்ன வரும்? I equal to 1 na j என்றது 2. So W12. I equal to 2 means j equal to 3. So W23. I equal to 3 means j equal to 4. So W34. So this set contain only 3 elements, W12, W23, W34. I want try to prove this set is a spans W ன்னு சொல்லணும். This set spans W. Okay, so how to prove this set spans W? So that means other element in W can be written as linear combination of elements of the set S அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும். That means spans W. Other element of the W can be written as linear combination of the element of set S ன்னு சொல்லிட்டா that means this set is spans W ன்னு அர்த்தம். So it is sufficient to show that the other element of W means already we know that the sets are equal. In the set initially the 1 less than or equal to I comma j less than or equal to n, this set is equivalent to this one. That means span of this element is equivalent to span of this element. Okay, so that நாம் என்ன சொன்ன போதும் இந்த span of this element wh 1 less than equal to I less than j less than equal to n, இந்த 6 elementsல ஓகே ஏதாவது ஒரு எலமெண்ட் எடுத்துட்டு அதில் அந்த செட்டில் இல்லாத எலமெண்ட் எடுத்துட்டு this spans the 3 element அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டா போதும். ஓகேவா, இந்த 6 எலமெண்ட்டில் ஏதாவது ஒரு எலமெண்ட் எடுத்து அந்த எலமெண்ட் வந்து spans these 3 element அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டா போதும். So it is sufficient to show that the element of wij 1 less than equal to I comma less than j less than equal to n can be written as linear combination of element of S அப்படின்னு சொல்ல போதும். Because of this span of this set is equivalent to given data ஆனது 1 less than equal to I comma j less than equal to n, அதனுடைய ஸ்பேனுக்கு ஈக்குவல், அதுதான் W. ஸோ அதனால் இதில் இருக்கிற ஒரு எலமெண்ட் இதில் இல்லாத எலமெண்ட் ஓகேவா இது ஸ்பேன் பண்ணுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும். அப்படின்னா இதில் 3 எலமெண்ட் இருக்குது ஓகேவா, இதில் 6 எலமெண்ட் இருக்குது. ஸோ த ரிமைனிங் 3 எலமெண்ட் ஸ்பேன் பை தீஸ் 3 எலமெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும். ஓகேவா, ஸ்பேன் தட்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் linear combination of these 3 elements சொல்லணும். other 3 elements. What are the other 3 elements? So W12 here, W13 first of all. W13 equal to V1 minus V3. We want to express linear combination of these elements. W12, W23, W34. So V1 minus V3, V2 subtract and add by V2. V1 minus V2 plus V2 minus V3. This is the W12, this is the W23. So W12, W23 இருக்கு. So W13 is the linear combination of W12, W23. The same with W14, V1 minus V4. Subtract and add by V2 and V3 also. So V1 minus V2, V2 minus V3 and V3 minus V4. So W12, W23, W34. So W14 is also linear combination of W12, W23, W34. Next one W24. Okay, so W24 equal to V2 minus V4. இந்த எலமெண்டெல்லாம் எங்கே இருக்குது? these are belongs to this set. இந்த செட்டு ஸ்டார்டிங்லேயே ஒரு 6 எலமெண்ட் எழுதியிருப்போம். ஸோ இது எல்லா எலமெண்ட்டும் இதில் இருக்கிற இந்த W12, W23, W34 is belongs to this set. என்ற செட்டுக்குள்ளே W12, W23, W34. ஸோ அந்த ரிமைனிங் இருக்கிற 3 எலமெண்ட்ஸ் I want try to express the remaining 3 element of the set in terms of this set, in terms of these elements. Okay. So W24 equal to V2 minus V4. So that means V2 minus V3 plus V3 minus V4 equal to W23 and W34. So S spans W. S spans W. Because of W இருக்கிற elements வந்து இந்த S நுடைய elements ஆல linear combination எழுத முடியுதுனால that is called the S spans W. So option 3 is correct. Okay. The final one option 4. That means dimension of W equal to n ஆனு கேட்குறாங்க. So dimension of W is not equal to n because of the previous option. Okay, the W spans only these 3 element. W spans only this 3 element. In the previous option, W spans only these 3 element. From this, what is the conclusion? These 3 elements only the linearly independent. In W, we get the set of 3 linearly independent elements. S span W. From this, what is the conclusion? Dimension of W equal to 3. I will choose the initially n equal to 4. Initially, we choose the n equal to 4. So for the n equal to 4, so dimension of W equal to 3. That means 4 minus 1. That means when you take that n equal to n, when you take the n linearly independent elements V1, V2 and so on Vn, so we get the dimension of W equal to n minus 1. But here we get it dimension of W equal to n in the option 4 la vandu dimension of W equal to n. So it's a wrong one. So option 4 is incorrect. Okay. The last and the final problem in the year December 2013. Let y be the non-zero vector in an inner product space V, then which of the following are subfaces of V? Then which of the following are subfaces of V? The first option, x belongs to V such that the inner product of x comma y equal to 0, and the second option, x belongs to V, inner product of x comma v equal to x comma y equal to 1. Third option, set of x belongs to V, inner product of x comma z equal to 0 for all z such that z comma y equal to 0. And fourth option, x belongs to V, inner product of x comma z equal to 1 for all z such that z comma y equal to 1. So already discussed the problem 3 problem in the how to prove that surfaces of the vector space V. The same idea used for this problem also. So for option 1, I will choose the first option W1 equal to, I give for the first option name W1. Okay, so I want to try to prove W1 is a surface or not for the vector space V. So what is the idea for the surface? For any two element x1, x2 in the W1, okay, for all a comma b belongs to F, I want to try to prove the ax1 plus bx2 is also belongs to W1. Okay, so x1, x2 belongs to W1 means x1 comma y equal to 0 because of the define the set W1 x comma inner product of x comma y equal to 0 for every x belongs to V. Okay, so that W1 when you choose the x1, x2 belongs to W1, that means x1 comma y equal to 0 and x2 comma y equal to 0, inner product of x1 comma y, x2 comma y equal to 0. For all a comma b belongs to the field F, so a inner product of ax1 plus bx2 comma y equal to ax1 inner product of ax1 comma y plus inner product of bx2 comma y. So a into inner product of x1 comma y plus b into inner product of x2 comma y. So this is 0, this is also 0, so 0. So ax1 plus bx2 belongs to inner product of ax1 plus bx2 belongs to W1 because of ax1 inner product of ax1 plus bx2 comma y equal to 0. அதனால இது வந்து W1ல இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம். அப்படினா W1 is a vector surface of V. W1 is a vector surface of V. So option 1 is correct. Option 1 is correct. Okay. Option 2, W2 equal to set of x belongs to V, inner product of x comma y equal to 1. So for every x1, x2 belongs to W2, x1 comma inner product of x1 comma y equal to 0, inner product x1 comma y equal to 1, x2 comma y equal to 1. So for every a comma b belongs to the field F, ax1 plus bx2 comma y, inner product of ax1 plus bx2 comma y, ax1 comma y plus bx2 comma y. So a into x1 comma y plus b into x2 comma y. Okay, so a plus b. So ax1 plus bx2 is not belongs to W2. So from this, what is the conclusion? W2 is not a vector space of V. W2 is not a vector space of V. So option 2 is incorrect. The same way for the option 3. So given that and the option 3 x comma z inner product of x comma z equal to 0 for all z such that z comma y equal to 0. So for x1 comma x2 belongs to W3, inner product of x1 comma z equal to 0 for all z such that z comma y equal to 0. x2 comma inner product of x2 comma z equal to 0 for all z such that z comma y equal to 0. For every element a comma b belongs to the field F, ax1 plus bx2 comma z, ax1 comma inner product of ax1 comma z plus bx2 comma z, the same idea. A into x1 comma inner product of x1 comma z plus b into x2 comma z, this is 0 plus 0, it's equal to 0. So this is equal to 0 for all z such that z comma y equal to 0. Apart from this, ax1 plus bx2 should be equal belongs to W3. Apart W3 is a vector space of V. So option 3 is correct. The same way option 4 is incorrect because of equal to 1. This is equivalent to a plus b. For every x1, x2 belongs to W4. Okay, when you give the name for W4 for the option 4, okay, for every element of the a comma b belongs to the field F, this is equivalent to a plus b. So ax1 plus bx2 not belongs to W4. So W4 is not a vector surface of V. So option 4 is incorrect. Okay, thank you.